My name is Yesenia Ramos, and I am doing my final project on vaccines, more specifically on anti vaxxers. Anti vaxxers is just another name for people who are opposed to vaccines. I have nothing against people who choose not to get vaccinated. My problem is people who make that decision based on myths or false information they've heard regarding vaccines. I just think choosing to or not to get vaccinated is such an important decision because it affects not only your health but so many other people as well. And it's a decision that should not be taken lightly. It should be well researched and based on facts and evidence, not myths. Ideally, I would discuss um, all of the myths I've heard with you guys, but for the sake of time, I'm just going to talk about the most controversial one, which is that the MMR vaccine causes autism. One of the reasons people believe that is because in 1998, a man named Andrew Wakefield released a case report with only 12 subjects that suggested the MMR vaccine caused autism. That report has since been disproved and retracted, yet it received a lot of publicity and people kind of ran with it. And it's definitely had an impact on the way people view the MMR vaccine. And a lot of people have opted out of getting it, which has impacted the cases reported in the US. So, according to the CDC, the measles were declared eliminated in 2000, but in 2019, over 1,200 cases were reported in the US. I'm going to show you guys a graph just so you guys can get a bit better picture. Sorry, it's kind of bright. This graph only shows from 2010 to 2019, but you guys can definitely see a big change throughout the years, especially in 2019, like I said. For those of you who don't know what measles is, it's a viral infection that's very contagious and it's especially serious in babies and small children. So if measles go untreated, it can cause pneumonia and lifelong brain damage. Some of the symptoms are fever, dry cough, runny nose, and a rash, which is known as Koplik spots. Koplik spots. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but I'll show you guys what it looks like so you guys can get a better picture. There it is. So, like I said, there has been measles outbreaks in the U.S. I wouldn't call it a pandemic, but it's definitely not impossible. I think if I told you guys to imagine what a devastating pandemic looked like last year or even a few months ago, it would be difficult to imagine. But with everything going on with the coronavirus, I think it's not that difficult to imagine anymore. I'm actually gonna have you guys do a little exercise with me. I just want you guys to picture this for me for a moment. So imagine you're back in October 1347 at the Sicilian port of Messina, Italy. You're at the docks, you're right next to the ocean, you can feel the ocean mist on your face, you can feel the breeze running through your hair, and you can hear the ocean waves crashing. Everything seems perfect for that moment. But all of a sudden, you see 12 ships arriving, and as they drop anchor, you see what's on the ships, and suddenly your life changes forever. You look on board and you see that almost everyone on board is either dead or almost dead. They all have blackened boils that are dripping with pus and blood. And the worst part is that your nightmare is just beginning. the days pass and suddenly people around you begin to drop like flies, and a huge portion of your population dies. Okay, so I know that was a little bit grim, but that's what the Black Death was like for a lot of people back in the 14th century. And like I said, if I told you guys to imagine what a devastating pandemic looked like, a few months ago, it would be hard. But now that we've all experienced what a pandemic could look like, I think it's another reason that we should take things like vaccines so seriously, because they have had a big impact in the past of eliminating a lot of diseases or decreasing the deaths associated with them. So it's not something that should be taken lightly, whether you choose to not to get vaccinated or to not get vaccinated. It's definitely something worth being educated about, especially us being nurses. And I'm not a mom, but someday I'm going to be a mom, and I'm going to send my kids to school, and I'm going to depend on other moms to vaccinate their children and not put my child at risk. So yeah, that's one of the reasons vaccines is such an important subject to me. Anyways, guys, thanks for listening. I hope everyone is doing well. Have a lovely day.